Hey guys, so here's the thing. You're probably pretty stressed right now, and I get it. There's a ton going on, and especially what is it? What's the date? It's October. Is this midterms? I don't know. I don't know. Is it midterms? Well, it's getting around the midterms area. School is in full swing, and we're at that point where we're all kind of like, what? School? Really? I don't want to do school anymore. If you're anything like me, maybe you love it, which is great. I'm so glad you do. And I'm lucky I'm taking a really great class with a great professor, but still it is school and I want to be out in the world speaking and doing stuff and making videos and everything like that. But here's the thing. I thought I have a pretty in-depth system for organizing my life. I have a lot of different systems and task lists and file organization. And I think that you all could benefit from this. I think that you would, I don't know, right? Like some more organization in your life. So that is what we're going to do. There's a lot of stress out there, whether it be in school, whether it be in work, and you have a lot of things going on, you have a lot of things to do, and oftentimes those things don't get done, which is bad. They should get done. So let's talk today about how I organize my life and how you can too. First, we're going to start off with the calendar. Now, here's the thing, is that especially the class, is that you have a syllabus. The first thing that I do, and bear in mind, it's going to sound a bit over the top. You're going to think, what? I'm not doing that, please. I am chill. I am cool. Let me ask you, are you getting A's in all your classes? Are you learning something? Really? Yeah. Yep, that's the question. So, you can benefit from this. And even if you think that you're super organized, maybe I could teach you something. I've been doing this for 5 years. I don't know. That's a long time. That is a really long time, actually. But here's where I start, is I start with class, as I start with my syllabus, and I write in my calendar, so in my Google Calendar, I put in all of the due dates for all my classes, for all of my assignments. So all my assignments, I put in my exams in there, quizzes, and I put them in there so I know, okay, this is when this is happening. Okay, good. And now, okay, I have that all on my calendar, boom, that's in. I need to make sure that I know where that is. Maybe I mark it a different color. And then I go over to Asana. Now, for those of you who don't know, Asana is amazing, an amazing task manager. There's so much you could do. You could organize it in columns if you're really visual, like sticky notes. You can just have a basic task manager. You can assign it to yourself, and then you can, put a date on it. Or if you're working inside of a group, this is what I plan on doing for my group project, is creating, you can have several people on your team, and then you can assign them a task. So you're like, hey, I need my teammates to make this slide. I'm going to assign them a task. Boom, make the slide. Boom. Asana. It's really great. So then what I'll do is I'll say, okay, I need to study for this exam. Okay, I'm going to put in 3 different study types. I'm going to put in one the week before, right? Maybe 1 week, right? So right after class, I just skim through the material. I just skim through. Okay, you have a general idea. But doesn't take very long at all. And then I said in another study time at the beginning of the week of the exam. So my exams are on Thursday, so I'll set a task for Monday. And I'll say, okay, on Monday, I am going to study. And it's going to be a little bit more in depth. So I'm going to make sure anything that doesn't sound familiar, I am going to look at. Anything that I don't really know, boom, I'm going to look at, I'm going to study. And they're not really focusing on the stuff that I already know. And then finally, like I'll put a task, like either depending on when the time of the class is, like the morning of or the day before, and I will put a task to actually study, and I'll go through the material. And of course, this depends on how well I know the material. Like for the class I'm taking right now, it's advertising. I know a lot about advertising, so I really don't have to study that hard. I just looked through. I was like, okay, I'm unfamiliar with this technical term. I'm going to look into that. Okay, maybe I'll make some flashcards for these other terms that I'm not really familiar with. And then boom, I'm studied, right? And that's how I really study for exams. Homework assignments, and especially big projects that are due at the end. What I'll do is I'll put actually an event in my calendar, reoccurring for every week, and say work on assignment. Now, This can either happen within the group. So say if I'm in a group assignment like I am this semester, I'm in a group assignment and we're probably going to meet after class every week or maybe before class every week. I don't know. We still need to talk about that. And then so that's when we're going to work on it. So we're going to work on it. We're going to meet. We're going to, develop a little bit. And then from that meeting, I'll say, okay, I need to do this before our next meeting. And then I'll set a task in Asana. So the thing is that anything that's reoccurring like that I want to block out time for, completely block out time, not necessarily just be done today, but actually I need to do this at this time now because that's the only time that works. I'll put it in my calendar. I'll make it reoccurring. Then I'll make sure not to schedule anything over that calendar. I mean, if something's super important, like I have a speaking engagement, then I'll move that to another time or another date that works for me. So that way I still get it done. I don't just dismiss it entirely. That's the most important part of creating any kind of system, creating any kind of workflow is actually doing it. You can't just skip over it because you don't feel like it. That would eliminate the whole point of it. And then you come to me, it's like, well, it didn't work. No, you didn't work. You didn't work at it. And you need to work at it to make this work. It doesn't just do all the work by itself. And then with work, I mean, I have a lot going on. I have a podcast, I have a YouTube, I have all these social medias, I have emails to answer, I have speaking engagements to work with and get everything settled, and I have a lot to do. So what I'll do is for content-wise, like I'm creating, right? I'm creating a lot, and for all of those out there of you who are creators who want to create, this could be a help to keep everything managed. What I'll do is I will create a folder in my computer. I'll create a folder for the month. And then, and each day gets its own folder with all the stuff that I'm going to post today. So all the images, the video, maybe some text, maybe some notes, everything goes in that folder of that day. So that way, when I'm scheduling this all out, boom, I just go to the day, everything goes out, and I don't have to search for anything. I recently instituted this, and it's worked really well. And then so that's for all of you creators out there, people who want to create. It's not that difficult to stay organized, have all your files. I mean, I use my phone to videotape myself. And then I take the stuff from my phone. So you don't need tons of fancy equipment, not a whole lot of stuff. Some organization can really help with that, and it can really get you started if you're feeling held back. Now with organization, with everything else, what I'll do is I'll make sure I set tasks for it. If I want something done, I set a task for it. And if I want something done at a certain time and I want to block off time, then I will create an event for it in my calendar. That's my flow. That's how I work. Here's the thing, is because now in a way, there's a negative that I'm completely reliant on this because I will not remember anything. You tell me that, can you do this? If it doesn't go in my calendar, I don't write it down to put it into my calendar or my task list, then it will not happen. So that's the thing, is I need to keep on top of it, because if I don't do my job, bad stuff's going to happen. And it's happened before where I don't write it down, where I think I'll remember, and I never do. So that's the bad part about it. But the good part about it is that I am reliant on it, and I don't have to stress out about remembering everything, because you won't. You have so much going on in your life. The last thing you need is more stress. The whole point of this is to relieve your stress. And so by relieving your stress, I need to create this homework. Okay, after school, right after the class, boom, put it in, or write it down in my notebook with a note that says put in Asana or schedule event. And that way it actually gets done. That's the short version of it. I'm continuously innovating and changing, but really this is the main way that I do things, and I don't really see this changing a whole lot. And this is the way I stay organized. Make sure you always set a task list in general. I mean, set a task, whether you use Asana or you use something else that you like. And if you have another software that you like, let me know. I would absolutely love to hear it. But in general, set a task or set an event in your calendar. That's what it all boils down to, because then you can stop worrying about things that you might remember or that you think you have to remember, and you can actually start living your life. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Psycho 101 podcast. Make sure you're hitting me up on social at youcan'tbeerased.com. Let me know, how was it? How did you like it? And what would you like me to talk about next? And as always, being ashamed, staying ashamed. Thanks, guys. I would appreciate it if you gave it a subscribe and maybe a little like if you liked it. And comment below with what you want me to talk about next. I am on track creating more YouTube content, which I'm super excited about. Now that I got my fancy little set, I got my mic, I got my lights. I got a light. That's it. I got a light. And it's actually my brother's light. Oh well. But hey, I got this set up and I am really excited about creating more YouTube content because I love creating videos for all y'all and I'm super pumped about it. Being ashamed, staying ashamed.